Okay. Now this right here. Okay. So all this is right here that I'm going to show you is just a thing. I didn't make this. Whenever I make these, they are consistently only phrases, okay? Now, I didn't make this. Nothing against the person that made this. But I just want to point out that you're kind of wasting your time completely, and there's just no sense in doing this. If you do this. You. Right there. Okay, now, let me see if I can get this up here without issues. Look. No, you can't see me. It's going to be small. Okay, you don't need to see it big. It's... And then we have the... What is it? Ho. It is Hangul, the alphabet in Korean.
시험,
Shiho. Now, you see it's like shi, sh, e, h, om. It's a really simple alphabet, okay? You could learn it in an afternoon easily if you really tried to learn it.
털,
Paul.
털,
Oh, see that? Paul?
털,
No, I didn't make this deck. But whenever I make one, it's only phrases, and I make sure I know every single word in the phrase, okay? But the problem with this is that, it's just a waste of time, The pictures help and everything, and I guess you could make a picture dictionary through Anki, and, you could be like, oh, I'm really learning, 20 new words I think I've really internalized every single week. But the thing is, are you really? Are you really? Because I guarantee you're not. Like, maybe 5.
입,
Eep.
입,
Maybe
손,
Son.
손,
Now there's no point in me doing
Son.
this. I hope you didn't hear that. Son. But, yeah. It's just a huge waste of time. Like, unless it's in a phrase, I guess it's okay if you're like super beginner, and I guess you could start with this and, you're going through 200 picture items, or like, I guess you can't really put like often in a picture. This is basically what Rosetta Stone does. Like Rosetta Stone, nothing against the program or anything, but if you're learning with that, it's very limited and you're learning really slowly. It's just so slow that if you just like, let's say you were learning Japanese, you could just pick up a Genki textbook and you would be learning 10 times faster, even if you were memorizing a word list of, let's say, like 50 vocabulary items. Like, I don't know why you would really do that unless you had the words in context. There's tons of websites where you could just put a word in and it makes it in context. Or I guess you could just see a teacher on iTalki or something. Not that you guys really care about this, but, it's just super slow. And wouldn't you want to, like, let's say that you like playing games like Apex or something, and you just wanted to be able to play Apex with people in Korean. And then you would just memorize phrases like, those enemies right over there! They're coming for me! And you just, like, say that, or like, I'm down in Korean. And you just, like, let's say, and that's 100 phrases, okay? That's not unreasonable. You could sit down with a teacher in italki, okay? You could just write up all 100 phrases that you want, okay? In English. And just tell the Korean italki teacher to put, like, it in Anki, and they use Audacity or any audio tool that just records some MP3 files, and then, you just put it together in Anki if you really wanted to do that. I think that you would need... So basically, if you were a beginner and you were to do that, especially in a language like Korean because of the lack of cognates, you would just have to... You would probably... I think, let's say it's a $12 italki lesson, which isn't unreasonable. That's actually probably one of the more cheaper ones. You can't really find a whole lot that are cheaper than that. But basically, when you do that, it's just like you're wasting money. You need to have 300 phrases, okay? So what you're going to do is that you're going to get 300 phrases in Korean from your italki teacher. And I guess you could just use a robotic voice, you know, that would probably be a lot better, and you probably wouldn't even notice the difference. And you probably wouldn't even pronounce anything different. But, yeah. That's probably the best thing you could do, is just learn through dialogue. And especially if it's dialogue that you want. Especially if it's towards like a short-term goal and you don't really want to go that far in the language like Korean. And you just want to be able to play Apex or PUBG. You know how many times I played PUBG in the past and there's just some little Korean girl screaming like, oh, 아니요, like, 안녕하십니다, or 안녕하세요, 여러분, or whatever they would say, you know. Hello, everybody. 안녕하세요, 여러분. Like, they need to stop. Like, I'm serious. They need to stop. They don't speak any English at all. And if you really want to be able to play in an environment like that, in PUBG or Apex, you'll see that way more in PUBG than Apex. But you just, this is all you need to do. Get 300 phrases. I think this is worth $12. 300 phrases. I don't even know if they could do that in an hour. Just have them 300 phrases. Maybe you just pay them for the italki lesson and be like, hey. You just message them and be like, hey, I know I don't want to actually talk with you. I just want you to record these audio files and send them to me through Skype individually or whatever it is. And, you know, you're just like, I'll pay for 2 lessons, 1 lesson. 2 lessons might be a little expensive, but if you really do want high quality audio recordings, you know, from some Korean guy and you want to sound almost close to him with these like 300 Korean phrases that you're about to learn. You know, 300 Korean phrases is about the equivalent of an ASML book. Like, I'll have to pull one up. Like, let's say you're learning Russian and an ASML book. I would say that the ASML book is probably around 3. No, it's way more than 300. I would say it's around 300. Look. 300. ASML. Look. 300 phrases is about this. But the thing is that it wouldn't be in a book order like this, so you would have to have it in like a text document as well, them all listed out, and then you could go between them, I guess, or whatever you're going to do. But yeah, all this book is like reading the grammar points or anything like that. I think that's like 0.1%, and it'll pretty much not even help you ever, no matter what. Like maybe it might like 2%, but all it is just learning. That's it. It's just learning sentences. And that's like the best thing you could possibly do. Yo, that's it. I didn't even think about making this video. I was just like, I want to talk about this and make a quick video. You know. Or maybe, you know, these ASML books are really good. If you're like complete at 0. Now that I look at this, you know, I don't know why anybody would ever go into learning Korean or Russian and just not learn the alphabet. Like, that's really stupid. Like, why would you just do that? Like, then you wouldn't be able to read anything. I'll have to make another video about like a book like this that I bought and how to actually learn from it. Look, conversational Russian dialogues. Like, it's like, okay. But if you don't know how to actually use it, or this Chinese one I want, like, if you don't know how to actually go through this and, like, really learn, then you're just kind of wasting your time. This one. Oh, see? Oh my gosh, what is that girl asking? 你好吗? And then it's like, oh, I'm great, thanks for asking. And then it's just like, these are really ridiculous, like, stuff. Like, I kind of wish I didn't get it. But that's it. That's it. That's all it is. This is the video. That's it. Goodbye.